Alrighty, you guys know how to start. Roll that d20. Bah!
5. Oh, thank God.
Jeez,
Gobbledygook?
I gotta turn Dea down.
Oh, hey, look! I did a thing, guys.
Oh, no.
Hey, didn't you get that last time?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Technically, Zach hasn't rolled yet, but I think the only thing that would make a difference is if he rolled a natural 20 or a natural 1.
That one takes precedent.
So there's like a 1 in 10 chance of him making a roll, but he's muted now, so he might not be here.
Alright, well, I guess I'll just, I'll roll again. Okay, Zainara, or Morgan. Who do you choose?
Can I choose both Matt and Adea
No.
to do recaps of
Don't
their
choose
separate
me. I
story?
don't have any idea what happens.
But I want you to recap what happened the last time you played.
Oh, the last time I played?
Yeah.
See, I was kind of
Okay.
thinking that maybe when you guys reunite, Dylan could recap everyone. But
Okay, that's true. That's a good point. Okay,
That's where we start.
I will choose myself to recap last episode.
Oh, thank God. Thank you.
Okay, what happened last time?
Last time on mostly Sundays and rollback. Big King Chief Balius ran into his room, his fighting room, his hall. I don't know what to call it. Anyway, he went over there and we regroup in the hallway. And
War room?
war room, I guess. I don't know. It didn't
Wait,
seem
is
like
this
he
a
had
room like he plans wars, or is it just a room like he trains in?
It wasn't very
I think
well
it's-
described. We kind of just went into the fight, but it was basically
Yeah.
a battle. It was like it was kind of like a mini indoor
Training room, battle hall?
training room / battle hall.
Danger room. Okay.
Yeah, danger room.
It was called the
Like a
danger
danger
zone,
noodle.
actually. Your guys' perception wasn't high enough, but there was a sign above the doors that said danger zone.
Ah, shit.
Yeah,
Danger
if only I'd
zone.
looked up.
yeah,
Anyway,
was
so
there
we
a
went.
highway that led to it, or was
yeah, yeah.
Guys, stop derailing my recap, please. Serious business. So we regroup in the hallway and prepare to assault the danger zone. So Nora runs in and launches a phoenix bomb at Balius, and it just explodes in a giant ball like 50, 60 feet out, almost scorches Nora and the bookworm elf, whose name I'm forgetting at the moment, but that's not important. She mostly just hides in the back anyway, so it's fine. And not because she's wimpy, just because she had a sword and Balius was strong. Anyway, Balius in the room is wearing a giant suit of armor, which didn't even get hurt by the fire. And I shoot at it, and he gets pushed back and dented a little. So force damage does stuff, great. So I keep shooting as Nora distracts him, kind of dodging in and out, weaving past his giant warhammer, mace, good stuff. Nora even at one point tries to grapple him, and he taunts him a bunch. Very cool. Olivia drops down from the ceiling and shoots a blast of necrotic magic.
wait, Olivia's alive?
Apparently. Surprise!
I felt that.
That was our reaction too. So, recap, yay.
You have like Olivia shows up, like you have some nerve being alive.
Yeah, so they're like, wait, they don't do that. They don't come back. What the fuck's going on? This hasn't happened before.
So anyway,
Yeah,
I noticed
keep
that her
going.
skin is regaining color, but that's about it. Otherwise, she seems kind of usual, just off color, and probably has bite marks. Anyway, I hear an unfamiliar voice from across the hall, commenting, My, I leave for a week, and already my fortress is in rubble. And the figure has a blue robe, and is very disappointed in Balius. Says he's going to be punished. Has a golden staff with ears and springs and an eye in the center, made it with an iris of sapphire. And the figure points the staff at me, saying he's going to start with killing me. And very effectively does that. So almost drops me with a ray of frost. Later shoots me with a necrotic ray. I take 70 points of damage and fall unconscious, obviously.
Some days you're just a level. What level are we again?
7.
7?
Yeah.
Some days you're just a level 7 character playing a level 18 world.
It's a big world out there.
So after I'm downed, I think Olivia healed me, and then the figure downed me again, and also got Olivia. I don't remember exactly. I think we're both down from a lightning strike.
I can tell you what happened to Olivia.
Shh, I'm recapping. This is from my perspective. I'm like halfway conscious right now. It was a lot. I got shot by 3 magic spells, resurrected, or revived and knocked down again. That's all I remember. But
is this all
out
the
of
same
character.
guy?
Yes, this is the same.
Yeah.
I am trying not to use an expletive.
So many spells.
I don't know, but anyway, so I'm unconscious, and he talks to Nora, saying, "You thought you burned me alive, didn't you? No, unfortunately, you did not kill me the night you burned down the village. Blah blah blah. Turns out I was born with the blood of a god.
Wait, Nora's
So
there?
it's finally, yeah. Did you not know this?
No.
I
Okay.
feel like you need more than one episode of recap.
Yeah, to
Anyway.
be fair, I haven't really. I'm like 4 or 5 episodes behind on uploads at this point, so Matt hasn't had
man.
any time to like catch up. So, and that's my fault.
Okay, well, quick recap from the episode before. Balius had me chained up after I fell to my death, and he was going to do terrible things to me with the prisoners, and Nora was the only prisoner, so he's like, okay, Nora, get over here. You've been a good boy. Have your way. And Nora pulls out a sword from somewhere and starts attacking everyone, demolishing people. Marvell comes out from the bow, starts demolishing people. I get the bow, do a little bit of damage, demolish a few people, and then we run downstairs and try to escape, 2 get the necklace off of Balius and like the necklace of command thing, and 3 save people. So we go downstairs, and that's when Balius goes to the other room, and that's when all this started. Nora launched the Phoenix Bomb, etc. So all that is to say, at the very end, the Hidden Figure and Nora are having a showdown, and the Hidden Figure's like, "You thought you burned me? No, I was born with the blood of a god." So it's finally started. I'll see you within a month or so, Aeron Soul. And that
Wait,
was where we
Nora
left
was
off.
called Aaron Soul?
Yep.
Yeah, his name was Nora
So
Los.
that's... Oh, Aaron is Nora backwards.
Yep.
Backward,
Wow, that's an Alucard and Dracula.
Red rum.
It is.
Red rum. Red rum. Was that all, Morgan?
That was all.
So one more thing that I kind of also want to like highlight as well was how Balius was disposed of. Nora
yeah,
kind of
exactly.
took a page out of a book that that old Dylan Silvarius had done and had casted a charm spell on him to hand over this amulet that Nora. So Nora had kind of mentioned to the party on previous episode about how he was here for an amulet that King Balius, this orc who came out of nowhere and basically conquered and took over this large, thriving deep gnome city. And he has this amulet that allows him to control this massive army of Warforged, which and the Warforged, they're the first of their kind ever to be created. So this is kind of like the birthing of the race of the Warforged. And so Nora was here because his master wants him to take the amulet and then bring it back to them at all costs. And so what he did was none of Nora's fire magic or really any of his attacks. Like he could do literally nothing. Balius seemed to be impenetrable by all fire attacks and even magical weapons, meaning that the only way that he could be damaged is by other elemental types like force, lightning, cold, stuff like that. So he's basically impenetrable to all of Nora's attacks, but Joan and Leon and Olivia were able to shoot off some spells and stuff.
You say Leon, but I'm pretty sure Marvell was unable to attack because he was
Was he?
insane half the fight.
Oh, that's right. So
yeah.
I mean, okay, so
Marvel, do you keep
tech-
doing
I
the
was
insane thing?
useless.
technically,
I was useless.
technically he could still do damage. He just didn't.
Which is weird because doesn't Marvel deal force damage?
Yes.
Or
Well,
oh.
it's so Marvel has this ability where he can go into this rage as a spectral revenant, but when he does, he has to make a wisdom save. If he fails, he goes under the confusion spell and has to roll a d10, and then depending on that result depends on what he does on his turn. And Adea kept rolling like a 5 or a 6, which meant that Leon literally just does nothing. Just stands there in confusion and in just this rage that seizes his body.
Yeah, except
Just
this one
standing
time.
still, just with a really angry expression.
Mhm.
Like, God,
Yeah.
I'm mad.
Yeah.
Except this
Can-
one time I almost killed this woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I rolled a natural one.
Yeah.
So it was all good.
But yeah, so Nora had casted a charm spell suggestion on King Balius and told him, hand me the amulet and you are going to get out of here until you reach the cave wall. And he did this like 3 or 4 times he tried to cast a spell, and then finally on like the 3rd or 4th time he got it to work. And
So you're saying Nora has some performance issues?
yes, indeed, unfortunately. And so now he has the amulet that he's looking for, and Balius is away. He's still alive and at large and still very dangerous. And right now in this session, I believe everybody... Oh, the other thing was too, the mage that had come out of nowhere, his name is the Magister. And the Magister had, when he had come, one of the things that he did was he casted a spell to dominate Marvel. So now Marvel is under a powerful charm spell to where Marvel has no choice but to obey his command. And Marvel had went and had attacked Olivia, and I think was actually the one that had
Killed her, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
ended up
Again?
Yep.
killing Olivia.
Yep.
I was unconscious for all this, clearly.
Yes. So Olivia and I don't think Marvel got unconscious, did he? No, yeah,
No.
'cause
No, I was dispelled because of
Nora.
Nora.
Yes. So basically, the whole party is not TPK. Yeah.
One unconscious, one dead, and one back in the sword. Or bow, whatever.
Now, are you unconscious, or are you dying? 'Cause that's important.
Hey, like, am I stable?
Yes.
I believe I am dying.
Okay. So. Okay. This is the part that I honestly am not ready for. You are going to have to make some death saving throws. However, what we're going to do is we're going to roll initiative. And then we'll just do it like combat.
Where's Nora?
So, you can just go ahead and roll. I'll write the initiative down somewhere.
Roll the initiative.
Yeah.
16. That's not good.
You're dying faster.
Yeah, alright.
Actually, go ahead and give me it with disadvantage. Actually, you're unconscious, so do it with disadvantage.
Okay. 13. Yay.
Okay. Where is Nora's stat block? I know it's here. It always throws
Was
me
that
off.
6 or actually 20?
I always throw. Oh well, that's a very big difference.
Yeah. So the 13's way better.
What is his initiative? Okay. Yikes. Okay, that's promising.
Yeah. Suggestion: the best spell in this campaign. Please use it more. Cough, cough. Dylan,
Just a
please.
suggestion.
It really is it actually is a really good first level spell. It's like the charm spell.
Second level.
The second level?
Same thing. I believe it is second level, but I'm not sure.
Probably. What do I know? I don't know anything about this game. Okay. So, luckily, someone else is going to take has a higher initiative than you.
Oh, good.
Unfortunately, they are not proficient in medicines, so there's that. However, the DC for this will be a 10. Now, how this goes...
Is this Nora?
You don't know, you're unconscious.
Aw, come on.
So, basically how this will work, just like always, is they'll make a medicine check. If they succeed, then you're stable. If they fail, then you automatically have to make a death saving throw.
Oh, good. So it just speeds it along.
Yes. Now, just to kind of add, I would say we could... I guess I'll leave it up to you, really. If you want to do this, if you want to roll, like, anonymously, and then, like, reveal through roleplay on whether what the result is, or if you want to just straight up tell everybody, or you want to just be open with the rolls.
Does the party have a preference?
I'm just caught up on the thing where, like, Nora's
Please.
looking at Joan's dying body, like, okay, how do I do this? Because this is, like, the opposite of what I normally do.
I burn things. Can I just, like, maybe set
He
her
could,
on
like,
fire?
cauterize the wound.
Yeah.
He could cauterize.
Cauterize.
Cauterize?
Cauterize?
He might
Cauterize
the wound.
Cauterize the wound.
Widow baby talk.
I don't know. You guys are weird.
You miss us, though.
So, does anyone else have a preference? Because I have a preference, but I'm curious what you all want to say.
Honestly, it's up to you, but please. I'm
Either
going to
way.
cry if you die.
Okay.
I mean, if Olivia can come back to life, why not?
Yeah,
Jimmy?
why not? Why not? I mean, there's definitely not circumstances around Olivia's resurrection that we don't know about, but it's fine. You weren't here for that, but it's fine.
How many death saves have you made so far?
None, as far as I'm aware, because I was making them, and then
Yeah.
Olivia healed me, and then I was taken down again.
Yep. I mean, you might have made some last session, but I don't remember. Either way, we're just gonna do do a blank slate
sounds
either way.
Okay. I'm making them in private.
Okay. Here comes medicine check number 1.
Yeah, just let me know when I need to save after it.
I don't like the silence.
I'm okay with the silence.
The silence is deafening.
The sound of silence.
So,
So?
Zayanora,
Uh-huh.
it is pitch black.
Oh.
You don't feel anything, but yet your senses are still active. You just don't feel pain. And then light slowly starts to flood in between the cracks of your eyelids. And then you just feel pain flood up in your body. And as your eyes adjust to a very bright, brilliant red light, you open them to see Talia, the dark-haired wood elf, sitting by your side on King Balius's bed, with the auburn haired wood elf
What? Gotta be
sitting to your
kidding me.
other side, watching you with while you have many different bandages all across. They have managed to stop the bleeding, but your wounds are still open and very much painful. Nora stands at the door of King Balius's room, kind of leaning up against the wall, waiting patiently. You see your bow is lying upside the bed, kind of off to the side. And you also see that well, obviously Leon is nowhere to be seen. Olivia's nowhere to be seen. And you have no idea how long you've been unconscious.
Why am I back here?
Is that a bear or a boar on the wall?
It's a bear.
Okay.
Talia, she says, wow, okay, what did you ask? I just drew a blank. Holy
Why
moly.
am I back here?
Okay. She says, Nora had felt that it was the best place for you to rest. It was either that or, well, sleep on stone or bed sheets.
You said my wounds are still open?
Yes. Like, you have bandages are wrapped around them, but no one here really knows how to stitch up wounds. They're just kind of like,
Yep. Cool.
You know.
I am just going to lay back my head and close my eyes for a moment.
What?
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Nora steps up to the side of the bed. And he says, all right, well, now that I know that she's conscious and alive, I think it's about time that I leave. And Talia says, wait, you're just gonna leave us all here by ourselves? And you're just gonna go alone? You're gonna go out there alone? Well, I got here by myself. I'm fairly confident I can leave as well. But what about Zayanora? What about their friend that had dropped out of nowhere? Where did she go? Oh, he said, oh, I guess I kind of left that part out while you were tending to her wounds. I had some of the autonomous constructs not dispose of her, but set her aside for a proper placement. And Talia says, well, we would also like to go too, so would it not be a bad thing to say that we could all travel together, perhaps? And to which Nora responds, I'm going to assume that you're not going to go necessarily the same direction I'm going. All of us will be going to the Feywild.
And which direction are you going from there?
He looks at you. That is my business.
And you don't think that sharing that business would be beneficial to anyone?
Well, I don't know. Would it be?
I can't really say if I don't know your business.
HB was right. You wood elves are very nosy.
Mhm.
Who?
HB.
Oh no, I heard you. I'm asking Nora who.
Oh. He says, oh, That is the nickname of my master. You know, and he like kind of like jiggles the necklace, the one that I came this for.
Right.
Now, I can help all of you reach the surface of the Feywild, no problem. But I have an objective, and if any of you get left behind or seriously injured, well, I'm not going back. I got what I came here for, and I'm going to leave.
Fair enough.
What is your passive perception, Sayonara?
15.
15. Wow, woo doozy.
Wow, doozy.
Wow, woo doozy indeed. Alright, let me just find where it is.
Wait, are they in the Underdark now?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are in the Underrealm.
I thought you were gonna say they're in the attic.
Why would we be in the attic? We're underground.
I mean, it could be somebody's attic. You don't know. There's things below you, probably.
That makes too much sense.
Do the people in the Underrealm call the normal world the Overrealm?
That's a good question. I think that's an important thing we need to investigate further.
So, what's your passive perception?
15.
Okay. So at the corner of your eye, you notice something just appear out of nowhere. This
Yes.
monstrous creature with large tusks that curl upward, with like very tough, coarse gray skin, like an elephant's skin, and has the face of what kind of looks like a skull, kind of coming out of flesh. Let me just show you. You see this appear out of nowhere, the corner of the room.
Oh no, thank you.
Maybe it's
No, thank you
friendly.
indeed.
I'm okay with this.
And
Nah, I'm not.
Nora says, Orabak, did
Oh.
HB send you to watch me?
I was your babysitter at one point, boy, but I'm
Oh.
not anymore.
I see. So you just came here so you could watch my ass, is it? Calm down, calm down. It's just nearly a joke.
Nora's making a joke.
Really?
He grows up so fast.
What are you doing here?
I came here for the girl that you placed elsewhere.
And he kind of looks back at everyone over at Balius's old bed, and looks back at Orabak and says, "Perhaps we can discuss this outside." And the large fiendish creature just curls up like it's a corner of its top lip, like almost as if he's like snarling at him, and kind of lumbers over to the door and just steps out. And Nora, before closing the door, just looks at you three on the bed and says, "I will come back. When I do, by then, hopefully, all of you, will be rest up, and we can start heading on our journey." And then he closes the door. Talia just looks over at Zayanora and says, "Now, I don't mean to get into your business, Zayanora, but you do kind of seem like you have, like, a chemistry together, like you've known each other before. Who in the name of the multiverse is that?"
That individual? The one who just left the room?
Yes, the blonde one, the human.
I suppose now you could call him my savior, but aside from that, he's pretty much a stranger.
Ah, I see. Well,
We met twice on the road?
really.
Quite.
You know, when I saw him, like, throw that massive phoenix bomb, whatever he called it, I feel like I've heard of something like that before. Or
Trust me, you have.
maybe
Get out of here, you're not here.
I heard of someone.
Doesn't Dominate only last an hour?
Yes. Uh,
Heard of something like it?
yeah. I feel like there was, like, because I don't know really off the top of my head if any humans who had magical powers like that. But I feel like I've heard of someone or something that does.
I can't say. I'm afraid I haven't spent long in the human lens. I haven't had much time to learn their lore yet.
Huh. I just forgot the name.
I'm sure it'll come to you.
Now it's gonna bother me,
Doesn't it always?
unfortunately. So, is there anything that Zayanora would like to do before you go for a long rest?
Nope.
Alright. Talia will give you space. Sleep so you can sleep on the bed. However, I think it was Naranil was her name. Yes. Naranil, the auburn-haired elf. She, like, obviously she's gonna stay in the bed because of her condition. Talia's just gonna kind of lay on this, like, animal pelt. Sleep on that. Whilst you are asleep, you are interrupted by Nora stepping in, opening the door without any sense of courtesy, common courtesy, with his blade shining a bright red-orange flame from it.
Oh.
And you just kind of wake up. And he goes, "Oh, rise and shine. Come on. Get up. Up, 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 up. Hey, everybody. Well, except for you." And he says this to the auburn-haired elf. "You're going to need some help."
I assume I can stand?
Yes, you can stand. Your wounds have big like patches of, like, blood, like they're scabbing over, but they're still like they still need like actual medical attention. Speaking of which, one thing that I keep forgetting to do. You might hate me for this.
What's the permanent thing?
We are about to find out. I see friends shaking, saying,
Please
"How
don't be
do you
too
do?"
bad.
No. Why would they say that?
I feel like sometimes these wounds don't always. It's kind of weird if like 5 hours later you realize like, oh, you just realized now you're missing a hand.
they're not anything like that. It's like, at least I don't think.
Bruises.
Let's see. You got knocked out.
Bruises, scars.
What kind of damage you get knocked out by?
Which
concussion.
time?
The last time.
Because you know there are 4
It
times
was
since we got to
lightning.
this
I think
castle.
it was lightning.
It was lightning the very last time.
Ah. Lightning damage. Roll d20.
Oop.
Do I have to?
You do.
It's a 3.
3. You have 3 missing
Oh.
fingers.
Oh.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
Oh,
Tell me. What is it?
it's an O.
Oh. Oh? Oh no.
Oh, as an oh, why did we agree to this house rule?
I wasn't sure there was a choice.
Oh,
Yeah,
as
I
in,
did.
oh, why did I have to be charmed?
So, as you move your legs from out of the bed sheets, you feel your legs dangle to the floor, and immediately something's different, and you're not quite sure what it is until you slide off the bed. When you slide
Oh,
off the
no.
bed, you immediately lose your balance and you fall to your side.
I
The
asked if I could
wounds
stand.
stinging all up on the side which you land. And when you look down, you notice your left foot is missing.
Oh.
What the heck did I just say about
Pretty sure that was exactly what you said.
Yeah, actually, but it's
That's why I was like, oh no.
I'm pretty sure it can't be anything like that.
Oh, yeah. So you lose a foot. Your speed on foot is halved, and you must use a cane or
Oh,
crutch to
no.
move, unless if you have a peg leg or other prosthesis. Prosthesis.
Oh, hey, look!
Prosthetic.
It's done. Once
It doesn't say
again.
prosthetic. It says
This is worse than when Leon bit his own tongue.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
fall prone after using the dash action. You have disadvantage on dexterity checks made to balance and and pretty much, as far as you know, only magic that can regenerate limbs.
Wait a sec. Isn't this a place where they were making a bunch of robots and whatnot?
It is.
So why
Shut
not
up,
just
shut
like
up, Matt? You're not here.
okay. Robot leg?
Robot leg. Cyborg John. Is this campaign gonna turn into Cyberpunk 2077
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Astria
the one who
edition?
won.
Yeah. That was so cool.
This is the one time I like what you guys are doing with my setting.
Hey, you wanted to do the wound rules, which involve losing limbs.
Hey, I think you're the one that jinxed it, because you're the one that was like, I think you jinxed it.
because my words had a lot bigger impact than the choice of this house rule.
Hey, you guys agreed to it.
Did we?
Mm, that's
I
a
did.
false statement.
I remember asking you guys. I said, this is something that I thought about doing.
I don't think we understood the extremes it was
Was it-
taken to.
Well, if
I
you,
still don't
if you
remember,
don't
like,
like it,
saying-
if you don't like it, we will retcon it and we won't use it anymore.
Wait, I thought that was only for like if you die and come back.
You can do it really for anything.
Oh.
The dying thing is just like
Extreme?
in case if you really want to keep playing this character and you want a second chance.
I mean, technically, I did die.
Just
But that was a
saying.
different time.
Dead little on the
I'm
inside.
just saying, robot leg.
You know what? I'm gonna say we're gonna retcon this one because the person who had stabilized you rolled a nat 20 on their medicine check. So if it wasn't for that, then I probably would have kept it. But because of that, you're gonna keep your leg.
Way to go, Nora and Nat 20s.
But from here on out, now that we know just how bad that this lingering injury
Horrific.
table can be, do you guys want to have that or not? Because it
I'm
happens.
okay.
It happens
Can I
every
say this?
time.
I'm okay with the lingering injury, but could it be something besides you fall unconscious and have to make death saving throws?
It's either
Like
that,
some
because it happens every time you fall unconscious, or every time you get hit with a critical hit.
I feel like we get hit with critical hits less. And also it makes more sense that if you got for you to like get hit with a critical hit and like, oh, the guy cuts off your arm versus
Okay, I have an
versus you
idea.
wake up an hour later and you just realize you're missing an arm.
How about if you get like 2 fails on a death save, so that you're like really close to dying?
Well, the whole idea of it is that when you take a lingering injury, it's either you take a blow that you either survive or you either stay conscious or you don't so badly that it creates an injury that lingers. So the reason why it's like every time you go unconscious is because that last hit you just took was like a devastating blow to make you go unconscious, because it kind of has the whole idea that HP is not necessarily like your life force measurement. It's more of like a stamina type thing. And it kind of adds a little more realism of like, you know, if a real person got hit with a magical lightning bolt, like you would instantly just die. So with the lingering
I mean, you can
injury,
survive being struck by lightning.
okay,
But it matters on the voltage. That's it. Ugh, I can't talk. It matters on the voltage that's coursing through your brains, because it can literally fry your nerves.
all right, we just won't do it. We just won't do it. If we're gonna stand here and get sidetracked over a table rule, then we just won't do it. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so you can stand normally. Where was I?
Nora just come back in the room.
And it's time to go?
Yes. So, Nora, Talia grabs, Naranel and helps her. And I assume Joan is coming with.
I'll help Naranel stand as well.
Talia and what's the other one's name?
Naranel.
Narun? Yeah.
Naranel.
Naranel. Okay.
That's actually a really pretty name.
When you guys as you guys walk through the fortress, there are warforged that are walking about. Basically seems like they are trying to clean up the place. And as you walk along, unlike before, they are not hostile towards you. In fact, they act as if you don't exist at all. It seems that Nora was successful in controlling the Warforge. When you get to the front of the fortress, the large fiendish creature, Orobok, stands with Olivia's corpse over his shoulder. And he also holds the staff kind of tucked around to on his hood, kind of like behind him. And he looks down at all of you. And he says,
Should we take a small squad of them with us? In case of the worst were to happen.
Nora just, without looking up at his companion, just walks past him and says, "Nope. HB's orders was to say that every single unit was to stay in the city."
the heck is HB?
All right.
I think it stands for handbook.
Yep.
Oh.
And he begins to lead the group through the city. Now being able to see the actual city, not just the back alley, you see that this city, which is named Cobbleton, as you know, by your friend Kepin, which is still AWOL. The streets are filled with deep gnomes, who have trinkets and gadgets of all different sizes and shapes. It seems that most of them look to have been created to be these kind of fetch trinkets. Their owners will give them a command to fetch something and they will grab it, or they are used for very simple tasks like opening doors, cutting food, organizing like piles of rocks into one pile, stuff like that. Nothing too extravagant or too complicated. Some of them fly, some of them walk, some of them climb, some of them dance. And they all the deep gnomes just watch the lot of you. And they all cheer and clap and applaud. Nora just ignores all of them, and so does Orabak, while Talia just kind of looks around in just amazement of the liveliness of all these people.
Hey, quick question.
Yes,
Do the two other elven women have any clothes on?
yes, they do.
Okay, good.
Oh, also, Marvel, you are conscious as well. I forgot to mention.
Yay.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, right, because he's still bound to the bow, right?
Yes. So Marvel, you
Yeah.
see all this happening as well. One deep gnome looks to be fairly young, and you can tell because even for a deep gnome, this little creature is fairly small. Approaches Nora, or I should call him by his actual name, Aaron. Approaches Aaron with a little trinket. It looks to be like a little metallic mushroom cap, and she kind of the little deep gnome approaches up to him, and he stops, just kind of looking down at the small innocent little thing, and the deep gnome winds up the trinket, and as the wind unwinds, you see that the mushroom cap is kind of in like what looks to be like a log, and it plays like a peekaboo game where it goes from one hole to another, kind of almost like whack-a-mole, but it's just like a little peekaboo. You can tell it's probably like a toy for like a small child, or it's a very innocent trinket. And the deep gnome hands it to him, in which he just kind of looks at it. Then he looks up, and he says, actually, let's see. He will say something.
As soon
I
as
promise.
someone remembers.
I am afraid for this child.
Why?
I'm not. I just feel bad that the kid's giving up like their most valued possession, and you know, I don't think anything bad's gonna happen to the kid.
Nah.
Aaron says, "People of Cobbleton, I know all of you see me as your savior, destroying the tyrant that has been ruling your..." And he kind of looks around. "City for many years. But I want you to know this. Although I am not a tyrant, there are going to be strict rules on who will enter and who will leave. So I suggest that you keep all of your belongings to yourself, plan out your rations accordingly, and obey the autonomous constructs as much as you can, because I have ordered all of them to kill any of you who has decided to go against my rulings. I have one of the mages going around with a battalion who are going to be announcing the new changes of the laws of this city. I hope all of you can understand how to speak my language.
This reminds me of that scene in Megamind.
And he looks down at the little one. And he says, now, if you will excuse me, your savior has somewhere he needs to be. And he kind of takes his like index finger and his middle finger, puts it on the little kid's forehead, and just pushes the child away. And then starts walking forward. And you see that the little deep gnome just kind of watches him go with like these like big innocent eyes, and this little like pointy goblin-esque ears just kind of go down as it kind of hunches down. Very saddened.
Poor child.
And Orabak, at that point, just
You were always very theatrical.
You should meet Dylan.
and then they continue. Talia, at first, just kind of looks at the little deep known child, feeling sympathy for it. And also kind of giving Aaron like a dirty look behind his back.
These are called deep gnomes, right?
Correct. Does anyone else wish to say anything on the matter, or are you to continue?
Leon has nothing to say.
Nor does Xehanort. Joan.
Damn it, Matt.
What?
I posted it in Discord.
I don't like what you're doing with my setting. At first I was like, what is he talking about? There's nothing in Megamind that reminds me of this, and oh boy. Just,
But now you see.
But where is the lie, though?
and he's also called the fucking Phoenix, isn't he?
Uh-huh.
No, it's called Titan. Though his costume does have a
Oh
fire.
yeah, but it's fire thing still.
And I think he's got like a firebird on his chest. I hate you, Matt, so much. I think. No, it's good to have him back. It's good to have him back. So you guys leave the city, with more people like either trying to approach Aaron or approach one of you and try to give you gifts, for being the saviors of their people. Aaron rejects all of them, and you also can hear warforged all around you, speaking in this guttural language that the Deep Gnomes speak. It's just a bunch of how'd that one dude do it? I think the when you hear it, Marvel and Zainora, you remember the weird dwarf-like man with purple skin had spoken
Oh no.
like this. The
Oh.
very like
Yeah, that jerk.
that's how all of them speak. And
All the Warforged sound like that?
no, the Deep Gnomes.
Oh, the Deep Gnomes sound like that.
Yes.
Well,
The
Warforged
Warforged
also
are
that language.
speaking in that language. As if to communicate
Is that
with
just
them.
is that just what like their language sounds like? It sounds like
Yes.
like chittering.
Yep. And you leave the front gates of the city, leaving it behind, going back into the dark tunnels.
Woo, dark tunnels.
Dylan,
Oh, I like this song.
Yes.
you, my friend, are in the Feywild. It is daylight out. You have been traveling for about an hour or so. You are headed away from you're headed towards the direction of where you believe Joan may be. And as you travel, you stumble across something entangled in a bunch of vines and covered with like branches. It looks like a humanoid creature of some sort, and
Oh.
it is not moving.
I carefully go and try to get a closer look.
All right. You start to like are you like tearing off all of the debris, or are you just like walking up to it and like trying to look between the vines and the branches?
First, I'm trying to see if I can get a closer look at it. If I can't, I might slowly, carefully start to like take off the branches.
Well, this was supposed to be an introduction to somebody, but they are AFK.
Rest in peace.
I poke it with a stick. Is it our new owlbear pet? Can it be our new owlbear pet?
Oh, yes. I vote
Yeah, turn
yes.
into our new owlbear pet.
Yes. Okay.
No, I want an owlbear
Now it's
pet.
too
I don't
late.
want.
It's too late. Now it's an owlbear.
So
Don't want one of those. Want that.
you start to look through. Give me a perception check.
Oh boy. Wait, me or him?
Dylan, the only one
Okay.
conscious.
7.
I mean, you see that the individual is wearing very bare minimum clothing. Doesn't seem to have any armor on it. And you can't quite tell if this is human, if it's elven, what it is. You know it's not Davion, that's for sure. What do you wish to do now?
Okay, I stop poking it with a stick. And I'd like start like saying, "Hello, can you hear me?" And I start to like try to remove the branches.
All right. As you remove the branches, Zach,
Yes.
Your character starts to regain consciousness. You will have full hit points, all of your abilities and stuff. And you awaken to see this red-haired individual wearing some clothing that you recognize as Astrian clothing, specifically in a fashion line of the capital. So you know that this individual is from a heavily urban area. But he's not like caked in dirt, but it definitely looks like he's been like out
Dirty.
and about for a while. Yes. He's got probably some dirt kind of wiped on his face and on his clothing here or there.
Kind of smelly.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
I feel like I have prestidigitation to clean myself.
you
That's
do.
true.
But would it get rid of the smell? That's the question.
It would.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was just trying to add more flavor.
Excuse me, this traveling cloak is Gucci, so hands off, buddy.
So, what'd you say, Zach?
I basically said, "Oh, my head!" Like, 'cause all I remember was being tossed, and then
Oh, he has
Can
a
I-
hangover.
Can I tell if it's an elf or not?
Yeah. At this point, you could tell that he is a human.
Oh, thank God.
Tired of elves.
Oh, thank
It's not. I don't have
God.
a problem with elves. It's just that elves probably have a problem with me right now.
Oof.
Fair
I
enough.
can feel that.
Yeah.
I'm like, hello, friend. I'm Dylan Mordecai.
yes, hello, Dylan. My name's Nor, or short for Northern.
Is your name just Northern, or like one name? Or do you have a family name, or is it just Northern?
Well, in the stories I write,
A fellow
Oh
author.
no.
Yes!
Northern Sky, but you can call
Finally,
it
someone who
Northern
is sophisticated.
Wait, do I recognize his name as like a fellow author?
Well, I guess first things first. I kind of know, like I know about this new character's background, but I don't. Zach didn't mention if he published any of his works.
I don't think I have.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway.
So then, no.
Oh, you're okay. You're a writer. I'm a writer too. Have you read my work? I wrote "Idiots in the Realm of Shadows."
If you want, Zach, you can go ahead and give me a
History check.
I wouldn't.
No, it's called a coolness check.
Yeah, you can go ahead and give me a history check. The
Called-
DC will be like moderate.
Alright.
A what?
20.
20? You do
Ooh.
recognize the name. You recognize the name and you recognize the book. Whether if you have read the book or not, that is up to you, but you do know like the summary of what the book is about, and you have heard of the author of it as well.
Yes, I've heard the book and the author. I heard it was pretty decent, but on my travels I really haven't had time to read.
So, what brings you to the Feywild?
That's a loaded question.
Maybe I can blame my horrible
Hey.
crimes on this guy.
He's an author, just like Dylan Mordecai. That's all you need to link him, right?
I don't know exactly. I kind of crossed the border, and well, I got ambushed, and that's all I can really remember.
Ambushed by what? You were kind of tied up in a bunch of vines and whatnot.
Kind of, in a way.
Shambling horror.
Oh,
I'm not there.
PTSD much?
Yeah.
Good times. Good times. I
Hi,
don't remember them
everybody.
because my memory's still gone.
I still remember the subtitle to that episode.
Shambling around?
No, Shamble on.
Close.
Sham. Okay.
Wait a minute. And then I'm gonna kind of start looking around me.
Hmm.
Do I see the tree? Or the giant creature?
No.
Okay.
Both are
Well.
seemingly gone.
That's not good.
So what attacked you?
Something very, very mad.
Very mad. Did you say very mad?
Massive.
Oh, massive. Okay.
It was a very odd creature, but yeah, it's surprisingly gone for the size of it. You wouldn't have seen a giant bear with claws, with lobster claws, would you?
Oh, I remember that. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, he is a good friend of mine, the bear with the lobster claws. Is he? He's talking about you know who, right?
Oh,
The,
yes. Yes.
Oh God. Yeah, I know I did see him, but I think he went far in that direction, so I think we're safe for now.
He went the other way.
You mean the direction?
I'm
Towards the
definitely not.
country?
He's like,
To the
I'm
cities?
surprised no one got my Skyrim right.
oh wait, he went towards the wait, he went towards the like out of the Feywild.
I don't think you saw where he went.
Okay.
He just vanished.
Okay, in that case, then I'm just lying. I'm assuming he went in that direction. I'm assuming we're safe. We're never really safe. We're in the Feywild.
Safe from that threat.
Right. So what kind of stories do you write?
Anything that pleases.
Oh, you're that kind of author.
Second thing. Yeah, that's kind of what I did with my first book, but I'm more proud of what I recently wrote. It's more of a anthology with an overarching story. I feel like it has an interesting commentary on the human condition, but I guess I'll just wait till
Oh.
critics get a hold of it and let me know what they think.
Yeah, that's not the type of pleasuries I'm talking about.
Oh,
Say there's a being of other things that
excuse me 1 sec. I have to.
these will murder.
Can we take a break real quick? I need to do something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay, sorry.
All right, and we are back. So, Dylan and or Matt and Zach, continue with what you were talking about. I believe we left off with Zach's character talking about what he writes about, right?
Yeah, Dylan's like, I'm a bit confused. What do you write about? Nonfiction guidebooks?
They're kind of non-fiction, but they also have a little bit of fiction in them, so it's actually more of a
Historical fiction.
biography, but an autobiography, but with some fiction written in at places.
So you're writing a book about yourself?
Yes, well, at least my adventures that are interesting, or the things I see in my adventures. Otherwise, if I don't please a certain person, then off with my head, I guess.
You need to find a new publisher, because I can hook you up. He's very understanding, my publisher.
Yeah, well, maybe. Once I get out of this hell hole of a place, sure.
Yeah, I'm looking for some friends actually. I show him the picture that I have in my pocket
Mm-hmm.
of me, Leon, and Joan.
Have I
Have you-
seen these people before, or no?
No. Well,
Okay.
Could
they have been locked up with me, and I've seen them like as if they were being moved to a
No.
different or something? I don't know. Okay.
Give me a history check.
All right. 18.
You don't you feel that these faces seem familiar. You feel that you may have, cataloged, seeing people looking like this once before in one of your books as possibly just bystanders, or maybe just interesting people that you have heard rumors about. But other than that, you don't know much.
Let's see. I haven't seen them. I feel like I've seen them before, but not in this area or this region of land. To be truthfully exact, I don't really know where I am at the moment. All I remembered was getting out of a cave and then being smacked around by the wind.
Well, you're in the Feywild right now.
Would I have known that or not?
Yeah, you would have known that you stepped into the Feywild.
That's an obvious detail.
Okay. Well, if you
So-
want, we could travel together. Maybe we could solve both of our problems.
Sure. Shall we get going then?
Sure. We could talk more about our writing and our travels.
All right. So, the two authors travel amongst the Feywild. Going a little back in time, Joan, or Zarianora and Marvel, during your travels into the Underrealm with Aaron, Orbach, and the rest, seems fairly quiet compared to when it was with Kepin. Perhaps it is maybe some sort of aura that Aaron and Orbach have amongst themselves, but it doesn't seem like very many you don't encounter very much wildlife excuse me, in the tunnels of the Underrealm. The only time that they ever go to stop is when everyone feels tired to essentially like take a long rest. And there's one point in time where you awaken, and when you wake up, you hear someone seeming like they're having some sort of night terror. And when you look over to the individual who's having this, you see that it is Aaron. He's rolling around, and he's like it looks like he's trying to search for something on the ground while his eyes are closed, but he just can't seem to find it. And he starts to like hyperventilate. Just as he's like scrambling for something. What do you do?
Has he been doing that all night? In my head.
Has he been doing that all night?
No. This is just has suddenly happened, and it's the first time it's happened the whole trip.
Ileana answers with a no.
Should we wake him? I start moving toward Aaron.
That would be entirely up to you.
I'm going to gently touch his shoulder and then roll away very quickly.
Okay, you touch his shoulder, and when you do, he grabs his sword, unsheaths it,
Yep.
and like pulls it above him as the fire erupts, and it looks as if he's about ready to swing it and like thrash out the flames of the blade at you, but something catches, like grabs his wrist, and you can tell because you could see the the thing is invisible, and you know that something is grabbing it because you can see there's like little imprint marks in his flesh, and he's just stopped completely, and then the individual just lifts him off his feet, shakes him wildly, and he just, ouch, Orbach, let me go, and he just drops him on his feet.
Roll for what the heck is that?
Vibe check.
Intelligence?
For
What the heck is that roll?
what the heck in that roll?
Whatever shook him.
I mean, yeah, you can make the roll.
Intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Arcana.
Oh, it'd be a 9.
You're not
It'd be
entirely
a 9.
sure.
I don't know why.
There's a lot of invisible things out there. At least. You think? Who really knows?
Well, certainly not me.
Also, Leon would have known because he said, Arbok, let me go.
Oh,
And you
never mind.
know that to be the tall, fiendish creature.
Sweet.
Can I see the creature? Like, is he near Aaron or?
Nope, he is completely invisible.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was him grabbing him or if he was using a spell.
Right.
Okay.
And Aaron says, did I kill anybody? And somewhere in the darkness you hear,
No.
Not this time.
Was that supposed to be an impression of me?
Yes, it was.
You know what that voice reminds me of?
Batman.
No, Claw from Mr. Gadget.
Yeah.
Go, go, gadget.
Stop. Why? Why are you guys like this?
I don't
Because
know.
we're nerds. Accept it.
I just kind of accepted it months ago.
I mean, I don't like. I like it. The voice.
Yeah, it's good.
Uh,
Sorry, you can keep going.
he Aaron looks at his blade, which is still ablaze, and he just kind of like how you do with a match to waft out the flames. He kind of does it like with one quick flick, and it's gone. And he sheaths the blade, and he says, "Okay, I'm gonna take a couple dozen paces that way. Morbach, could you sit around me again?"
I have been this whole time.
Ah, yes, of course you have. And he looks at Joan and Talia and Narano, who are all of you are awake now, and he says, "I'm sorry if I scared anybody."
That's alright. I'm familiar enough with the things that can haunt. Best of luck with your demons.
And he looks like kind of towards the general direction of where Orbach had, wherever his voice was at. And then he takes a couple dozen paces off to the side. As you guys eventually reach the large mouths that open up into the Feywild, and Aaron just kind of looks up, and he says, "You know, I honestly kind of forgot how tall these things were." Orbach, you don't suppose you have anything that can help us get up, do you? And he says,
I'm afraid not. I only have one of these opal beads left. I can get myself back, but not you.
You
How
can
come?
carry your friend.
I don't think it works like that, Joan.
There's a limit on how much I can take with me.
And what is that limit?
Myself and the luggage on my shoulder.
Well, I can get myself up. Aaron, I don't suppose you happen to have any...
"Don't call me Aaron.
What would you prefer I call you?
Nora."
Very well, Nora. How do you plan to return to the Feywild?
I'll probably climb this wall. I do have a way for me to get up there, but it's not really my favorite way of doing things. and it could possibly cause a large chunk of the cliff to come crashing down.
Well, if that's your way up.
I mean, is it like a sheer cliff?
It's
Yeah.
pretty sheer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I probably shouldn't do that.
When does Joan get to run up walls again?
I think that's
I mean, like,
ninth level?
She. No, I thought that we had the boots. The boots would let her.
I mean, spider climb. I don't know if that's the same as what
Oh, yeah.
No, that
Matt's
No,
referring
that
to, isn't
works.
it?
No, that's the same.
That's how I'm getting up.
Yeah, but it
Well-
won't work with the two friends that we have.
Yeah.
No,
How high is the cliff?
like hundreds of feet tall.
Mile.
I mean, like, you
Okay.
could carry one and Marvell could carry one.
Can Marvella spider climb?
You guys have rope?
Marvell can float, remember?
You can fly.
I can fly. I'm a ghost.
Do you need to attune to the boots?
I've been wearing them for a while.
No, I was asking like, are the
Oh.
boots be attuned to them?
Yeah.
Because if not, you could just walk up there, toss back down the boots, then they walk up there, and just keep taking turns with the boots.
You could, but yeah, you'd have
Yeah,
to
except
attune
one of them can't walk.
Also, there is one more thing you guys have.
them. A thing.
Yeah.
what? What is it?
Rope.
I forgot. Oh.
Dea,
Oh,
you should
me?
be the one out of everyone out
What
of
do
here.
I have?
Maybe it's
I
in your
can
stat
fly.
block?
I remember that. Okay, where is
Maybe
it?
it's in
Let me
your
see.
stat block, maybe?
I'm looking.
You
I'm
know?
looking. I'm
I don't
looking.
know. I mean, maybe I'm just mistaken. It very well could not be.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't think it
Okay,
is
hang on.
actually.
I'm so confused. Do I have something or do I not?
I know someone has it.
Pretty sure I don't have it.
Yep. No, you do.
I posted something on Discord earlier. I feel like you should see Andrew.
Uh huh.
I swear, if it's gonna make him mad and then it's gonna kill us, I'm gonna cry.
Oh my god.
I get the first one. I don't get the.
Dylan.
Oh, okay. Never
Dylan.
mind.
My god.
Is Arbok supposed to be
Orubak.
Orbok? Orbok?
That's the names of the two gosh darn Pokemon, Aaron and Arbok.
It's
We
a
all-
snake.
And then Dylan takes 24 points of lightning
Joan
damage.
has the ability to cast Spider Climb.
Have the ability to cast what? I don't.
Spider
like,
Climb.
I already said that.
Oh,
I can cast it.
I didn't think
I
you
thought
said that. I thought you said all I heard was the slippers, but not the.
The
I said
boots on
spider climb.
spider climb.
Actually, it's part of the longbow, but either
Oh,
way,
well, yeah, but still.
I get one spider climb per day.
Yeah. Okay.
What if you tied a rope? How much rope do you guys have?
Bless me.
Try none,
Bless you.
because I don't have a physical body to carry stuff. I mean, like, I can pick up things, but that's different.
Whilst you discuss, I shall return back to HP.
Oh. So, okay. So you're gonna call her that too, huh? Way to steal my creativity.
Call her that?
I'm only calling her that because I refuse to call her by her by her actual name.
Isn't Luna?
You and me both.
There's neither an H or a P in Luna.
Yeah, but it
Well,
could
it
just.
still could be. It's
It
unlikely.
still could be.
Her blessing, her.
Her beauty. Her beautifulness.
Uh huh.
Her balloonifulness.
Her bustfulness.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
I thought about that, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be that person.
Can't go there.
I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be that person.
That's fine. I'll go that way. I'll take one for the team.
Thank you.
Thea's just willing to say the jokes that the rest of us are too afraid to say.
It's because I don't
Yep.
care anymore.
So, did Orbach leave, or is he still here? Just telling us he's
Yeah,
gonna...
he you see that he crushes the opal orb, and then you see like the dust kind of like swirls around him like a ring, and then it kind of looks like he gets like crushed and folded into like a
Oh,
unseeable ball, and then he just
sounds pretty neat.
vaporizes.
Does that hurt?
Looked like it hurt, but he didn't like
Mhm.
scream in anguish.
Okay, so
But is it-
Marvel, kind of like talked to Joan and is just like, well, you
So
could use
I
a
can-
spider climb and carry
I-
one,
Yeah.
or, and I can carry one of the other, or I can
Mhm.
carry both and you can just go up.
You can carry both of them.
I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah, I'm strong.
Strong boy ghost.
Oh yeah, I have like a 18 to strength.
Oh shit.
Yeah. A +4 to strength, but you know.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I can crush people. Oh wait, never mind. Oh wait, my strength throws are +10, so yeah, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be
Huh?
pretty cool. I'm good,
What?
but you're gonna have to ask.
No,
The girls,
that's your
they're
strength
willing-
saving throw.
Yeah,
Really?
my strength saving throw. That's why I said
You said
Strength saving
you
throw
said
is
your
10.
strength.
my strength overall is 18.
Which is
My
pretty good.
modifier is 4.
When you get to level 20, all your strength and con goes up by 4
Mhm.
Well,
automatically.
it
and
goes to 24.
Ooh,
Well, if
You're-
Marvel is going to carry the two of you, I suppose I might be able to help you up, Nora.
He goes. He kind of like looks at you, and he says, "So you're gonna carry me up to the top?"
We can give it a shot.
He kind of
I'll
looks you
be-
up and down, and he says, "No offense, but you don't necessarily look like one who could carry." And he kind of looks at himself, where he's covered and like battered down and
Okay, so
damaged
Leon
up plate mail.
Leon kind of
I
like
don't-
pops into Joan's brain and is just like, tell him that he's a twink. So it'll be pretty easy.
Whoa.
Do it. Do it. I want to see his face. Do it.
Morgan's like, no, I know better. I know better.
Even though it's funny, I know better.
Uh-huh.
Must resist. Must resist.
I think we should at least give it a shot. There are 3 of you and 2 of us that can carry you. We can perhaps use a bit of rope between us to help, share the burden if we need to. But I think we can do it.
However,
Yeah.
there's only one problem to this, and that would be for you to ask the Elbern-haired woman if she'd be willing to have me carry her.
Are you saying that to me?
Yeah, because I did kind of almost, you know.
Our options are to have you carry her or to stay here. I think we can ask, but I think I know which I'll choose.
It's always best to ask.
Very well. Yeah, I'm gonna go over to the auburn-haired woman and just kind of kneel down in front of her.
She looks up to you.
We need to go up there. I know you've been down here a very long time, but I think you would probably enjoy the surface better.
She looks up, and this like large massive hole in the ground can see up into the beautiful blue sky.
And as she kind of looks up at it, you see that she kind of has like this face of like
Face of
sorrow and hesitation.
Is everything all right?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure if I want to go up to the surface.
You'd rather stay here.
No.
Well, at the moment, those are the two choices. I'm all ears if you have something else in mind.
Are you sure?
Am I sure that you should go up with us?
No. Are you sure that you are all ears?
Is she making an elf pun? Because I'm gonna frickin' start walking.
I mean, you can make me an insight check to get a read on her.
Yes, I will make an insight check. That sounds perfect.
Okay.
That's an 11.
You get the feeling that she's not trying to be humorous at all. You feel that she's
Okay.
very, very serious.
Okay.
You also kind of get like this very unsettling feeling that she's about to say something that you're not gonna like.
Of course, I'm open to hearing whatever you have in mind. She's gonna ask us to kill her.
She looks down at her legs, which, as you know, are all bent up beyond repair at this point. And she says, I was captured, brought down to his dungeon, and broken physically, mentally, and emotionally. Before I got to him, I lived in a society where we had controlled a group of people, and I just could not handle it. I got captured because I ran away from District Beta.
Why does this music fit?
And
All right.
what he had done to me. You know, at the beginning, all I wanted to do was to go home, but eventually, I know that even if I did, I ran away from that home because I didn't like it. I know I did not belong there. But I also know that even if I do go to the surface and try to find a place that I can call home, I'll never find it. Wherever I'll go, Lelius will be around with me. I had heard, well, more of I had read on some research of the faiths of the humans. While I was down there, I have to admit, as silly as it sounds, I prayed. I had the humans' faith. And I feel that they were answered by giving me strength. And I believe that they have given me strength so that I may last, may be alive long enough to come up here to see the sky one last time. You said there was the two options were to either go back down or to go back up. But I'd like to offer a third option. And she looks at Zainor in the eyes. I wish to go to the heavens above, where the humans rest with their god of the sun.
I am happy to hear that you found faith to take you through such an ordeal as you went through, but what is the name of the human god of the sun?
Soul.
And you believe that this soul is waiting for you and will protect you up there.
She nods. And after she nods, you just kind of hear someone behind you just go, Ay, ay, ay. And you can tell that it was Nora.
Mm-hmm. I figured. What do you suggest, Nora?
He says, well, I mean, if she wishes to die, who's to say that we shouldn't give what she wants?
Don't let me out of the bow.
Talia just kind of looks at Nora with disgust.
Are you sure that's a good idea right now, Marvel?
Just let me out of the bow. They'll need to be out anyway soon.
Before you make any final decisions, my friend would like to speak with you. Is that alright? And I take a good 10 steps away from the woman.
She just kind of, she like looks at you now cautiously, but she musters up some courage and she nods.
I summon Marvel.
Marvel, you emerge. You materialize in front of Zainora. Talia and Narano, both of them cautiously examine you and stare at you as you materialize in front of them.
Leon kind of gives him a nod and turns towards the woman. And just slowly moves towards her and gets on one knee so that he's eye level with her.
She
Same
kind of
thing
like,
I did. Nice.
she kind of like
Yeah.
leans back, just.
I won't get too close. Leon like puts down the sword thing and just like scoots it far away. And just locks his hands together, like interlocks his fingers
Mm-hmm.
and just like looks at her. Back when I was alive, I had apparently betrayed our people. And betrayal means death. Well, that is true. because I had lost not only my home, but I had lost the souls I had brought into this world. They were murdered in front of me, and I had to watch as they suffered and died. And I can only remember that day. The years that had passed it, the years where I first held my sons and daughters. Well, my daughter and sons. They're stripped from me. That pain is similar to, but will never be the amount of pain that you have gone through and how many years you've lived down here. However, I have known a joy of friendship, of living beyond what has happened. And with every passing day, I am grateful in a way to still be alive. Because I have, well, he turns back to Joan. I have someone I can count on. And I too am a follower of Soul. And all I can say to you is that if you are willing, there is so much more for not only Soul to offer you here in life, but Ariel as well. This world is full of heartbreak, and it is dastardly in every sort of way that you could ever imagine. But there are things that are worth living for, still. But it is entirely up to you whether or not you wish to continue living each day beyond what has happened. Find the strength to continue on. If you're willing, we will introduce you to the new world. A world where, hopefully, a certain someone won't be around. Therefore, it will be happier, hopefully. There is still hope. That's what I'm trying to get through to you. But if you are still wanting to join Soul and the humans in the afterlife, then that is your choice, and I will respect you for it.
My heart.
She kinda she kind of looks down and she says, if someone were to find out that I come back, they will more than likely punish me. You know that abandonment is treason.
Leon nods.
They
I
will-
know.
You were captured. It's as simple as that. You didn't abandon anyone.
I mean, I did run away.
And do they know that for a fact?
She shrugs.
Did you willingly stay away from them for all this time?
Not the
Or
whole
were
time.
were you planning on returning at some point?
No.
I might reconsider that last position, but otherwise, I I don't think they have a reason to shun you or punish you.
Leon turns back towards the woman. Plus, I do believe they'll be having something more pressing to turn their attention towards.
Talia speaks out of turn and says, "Are you crying?" And you see that she's looking at Nora, who's standing behind all of you, and Nora just kind of with like a scarf or like a piece of clothing that's gotten around his neck. He just kind of is like rubbing his left eye.
Oh, poor Nora.
He just turns around and looks up at the cliff and goes, "No, I'm not. Now quit staring at me." So what are we doing?
Well,
Are we killing her, or are we getting out of here?
that's up to her.
She looks up at Leon, and you can tell that there is a spark of hope that flares up into her eyes that you have not seen in her at all since you've first met her. And she says, "You know, even though you have a very grimly presence, I feel that inside you are one of Soul's angels."
Hmm.
And she looks at Morgan. Yeah, she looks straight at Morgan, the player,
Oh shit!
and then out of the
Oh,
meta, out of the
she
fourth
sees
wall.
through the disguise.
She looks at Xionora and says, "You should be lucky to be blessed with a guardian angel like him."
Leon
So-
kind of puts up a hand. It's just like, I am no angel. I am simply wrath.
Well, then perhaps you are the angel of wrath.
Ugh.
We take care of each other. I'm sure you can find similar people.
Leon
As you leave this-
fist bumps Joan.
Oh,
Then Joan just like skyrockets to the other side.
Doom. Oh, well.
I don't want to be here anyway.
They'd be like, "Hey."
Oh, sorry.
Be like, "Hey, Nora, I got a way for you to get up." What's that? Just uppercuts him. Boom!
Ooh. Bye, guys.
All right, who's next? Freaking Talia's just darting it. No, please, no. Come on, Talia.
Is Talia the one with the broken legs, or is it Zar
No.
now?
It's a Naranil.
Yeah.
Narnell.
Naranil then takes a deep breath. I suppose I will try to live another day.
Leon just smiles at her. So, up we go.
She shakes her head.
Before we go, the last thing, Nora, I don't suppose you happen to know why scrying spells wouldn't work down here, specifically near that fortress?
Oh, yeah, that. You see, well, not to get into a boring geography lesson. I wouldn't say it's not geography. Not to lecture you, but from what I know, Cobbleton was built specifically in that area because the Deep Gnomes had discovered that this natural cavern was a hotspot for lead, which is one of the very few natural resources in known existence to block magic. And so, to help them from being spied on against other creatures, such as the infamous Dark Elves, they chose to put the city in there.
A fair enough reason.
Okay, now, are there any other questions? Or can we get out of this hole?
I'm good with getting out of here if everyone else is.
Does anyone else want
And-
to make a proposal to have their lives ended right now?
Lovely. Let's go, Nora.
He walks up to you and he says, I think it would be more comfortable if you... Wait, can you make it to where I can climb and I can just carry you? I feel like that would be the better way.
I suppose I could, if that would make you dramatically more comfortable.
It would, yes.
Yeah, but you'd have to have my.
I
God.
reach out, holding the bow, and touch Nora's forehead, casting a spider.
All right.
Oh, sweet. Oh!
He kind of knocks his head back. Just ooh.
You asked for it, shall we?
He kind of like holds his arms out, not really sure how to start, and then he just kind of bends down and kind of picks you up in that and cradles you. Wow, your slenderness really hides your true weight.
I offered.
Oh, I can manage. I can manage. Just was not expecting this much mass.
Would it be easier if I were on your back?
Leon
No,
just like
no.
speaks to Jonas like, I told you he was a twink.
See you at the top, Marvel.
And he starts to walk up the wall.
And Leon turns towards the girls. You two ready?
They nod.
Okay then. Leon gently picks them up and carries them up.
They both take force damage. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Oh no!
oh no!
Their
They
heads just
explode!
fucking explode.
I can't touch anything. I can't touch anything.
Now, you can pick them up, and you fly up. They both kind of just okay, like they are not used to flying, and everyone can reach it up to the top. Nora is just like he's sweating pretty bad, but he gets to the top and he just kind of stands up to the top wind and just.
I hope it was a good workout for you.
Okay.
You know, I do have a workout schedule that I could give to you, right?
He kind of just like sits down on the ground and then looks at Leon and just kind of gives him the finger.
It's
Leon
100
is
push.
just like, Leon says, no thank you, we're on the job.
Nora just rolls his eyes. Okay.
You put me down, right?
Yes.
I'm just gonna stand up, dust off a little, and check on that everyone's good. Everyone looks okay.
Mm-hmm.
Start walking back toward. Actually, important question: is the maw entrance in the same place it was when we went down?
Go ahead and give me a perception.
I just take like 3 steps. I'm like, wait, is this the right direction? 24.
You know that this is definitely not the same spot.
Yeah, I figured.
Um,
Can I figure out where we are by consulting the lovely map and the presence of mountains and/or water in any direction?
Yes, you can. You guys, I believe. See, okay, so you are right there. You guys are like right here.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Where? Oh,
Midway along the coast.
oh, we're like right almost there. We're almost there. We're almost to the tree.
Golden. So how long does it take me to consult all of that?
We'll say like half an hour.
Oh, jeez. Okay. After everyone's sufficiently done waiting for me. All right. We go this way. Shall we?
Leon kind of like chimes in. Shouldn't you check in with the that one guy? Leon would know his name. What's his name? The guy who sent us here.
Oh. That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Shouldn't you check in with him? Well, Leon like tells her
How-
mentally.
How would I
Don't you
do that?
have- Don't you have the earring?
Do I still have the earrings? I'm pretty sure it was taken from me.
I thought you got back all your stuff.
You got back all your stuff.
Okay. Okay. I put the earring back on and kind of tap it gently. Hello? Anyone there?
No.
While
response.
we start walking. Okay. Well, hopefully, if he's there, he can detect us again.
I
Let's
guess.
start heading back.
Yep. Leon gently sets down the raven-haired
I imagine a bit ago.
Nora,
and then keeps
as
him
you
going.
guys walk off, he kind of stands up and he walks the same direction, like he's going south, but he starts to walk like southwest, splitting away from you guys.
I take it this is goodbye for now.
He stops and he looks at you and he goes, "Well, if history repeats itself, then yes."
See you again soon.
Yeah. For your sake, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Wow.
Oh, that was a threat. I don't even need to ask. I know that was a threat.
So, you walk off. As you begin to travel, a few days go by, and we will go to Dylan and North. You two have been traveling. Both of you have been using your wit, your wittiness, and your book smarts to go north to the Feywild. You haven't encountered anything too dangerous, but you have seen many different strange species of reptiles with many different colors. Some of them have two tongues that like stretch out and act as like independent appendages. There are different kinds of arachnids and flying bugs of all shapes and sizes. You even see what looks to be like a small grove of these trees with leaves that have different colors. One tree has leaves that are pink. One tree has leaves that are blue. One that is yellow. One that is red, and one that is green. And as you two travel, you start to hear the sound of a multitude of creatures walking amongst the foliage. What do you do?
Wow, they just get everything all at once.
Please! Dylan!
I carefully go. I kind of stealthily I like kind of put my hand up to let North to like stop, and I'm gonna like sneakily kind of move towards the noise to try to get a good look at it. I don't know what it is. Hopefully, it's nothing harmful, but just in case it is, I don't want it to see me.
All right, go ahead and both of you can give me a stealth check.
Oh boy.
Rest in peace, my dudes.
18.
Oh, never mind, Dylan. However, North.
11.
Okay, why
So-
did I even bring you? Should have left you in that. Should have left you where I found you.
He's like,
Bet
he's like,
you
Sorry,
did
that
it.
like,
myself
you're lucky.
over-
You're lucky that you're lucky that you have interesting stories and that you're an author. Otherwise, your ass is grass.
Also, it's kind of conceited that the first book you're writing is an autobiography. I'm just saying.
It would be an
very-
autobiography.
A very huge missed opportunity.
So, Joan, or Zainora, Marvell, you guys have been traveling through the woods for a couple days. You guys are approaching this like grove. It seems like.
We know what kind of
this
grove it
glade.
is.
Yes. It looks like one that you have seen before. It's not the exact one, but it looks similar with all the different trees. And you hear, you can't quite see into like the clearing of the grove,
But you hear that there is something that is like slowly creeping through it. And yeah. So what would you like to do?
Leon kind of hands the elf to the other elf.
She
I
will.
keep on forgetting her name. I keep on forgetting their names. But
Naranil to Talia.
Narno, yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a nice name.
yeah, I'll hand Narnell over to Talia. And then Leon kind of gives them like a shish and stealth towards them. Stealths towards the sound.
You're being stealthy. That's quite a new thing.
I have
don't
a
think
plus 8. Be quiet.
this-
15.
Alright. Joan, what are you doing?
I'm going to hang back and have my bow out, but otherwise I'm going to put my backpack down and check how my emotion oak leaves are.
The leaves, the colors are starting to fade, suggesting
sad.
that the oils are drying up. And they're basically useless.
Oh, sad.
That's okay. I'll just take them out. Actually, no, I'm not gonna take them out of my backpack. That's too much work. I'm just gonna swing the backpack over my. What?
No, just it's too much work.
We're gonna sling the backpack over my shoulder again, and then follow a little ways behind Leon, keeping a good 30 to 45 feet back.
All right, you want to give me a stealth as well?
Sure. 23.
Oh my gosh.
Dylan,
Never mind anyone else.
Dylan,
Yes.
give me a perception check.
Like
Be less than 15. Be less than 15.
17.
No!
You, as you're kind of like standing like behind like a tree and like peeking through like the grove, looking to one tree, to the tree line in which the excuse me, the noises are coming from, you see that there is a silhouetted figure that is moving unnaturally, like just like linear towards the tree line. Like it doesn't like they're like taking steps or like hopping over roots. They're just looks like they're like floating.
Just gliding.
Barreling
Just
forward to
gliding.
the air.
Just like imagine if your character just glitches in a game and then it just slides.
Has feet. Feet are not moving.
Mm-hmm.
Does not compute.
Is it heading towards me? Can I tell?
It's heading towards like the tree line, as if it's like going, but it's not. It's not heading towards you. No.
Can I make a perception check for whatever it is?
You can tell that it's humanoid.
Okay. I'm gonna stand up and I'm like, hello?
Dylan?
Has it been a day or so since I last saw me?
Since you've last seen you, what?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
What do you mean?
Like, has it been a day since the last scene before this scene that featured my character?
Oh, like have you had time to rest?
Yeah, that's my question.
Good question. Yes. You and Zach's character have been traveling for like a day or two.
A day, or two. Yeah, okay, sorry. I have to make the joke of my own name because everyone else makes it, okay? I have to.
Oh, now I feel a little bad.
Don't. I'm used to it.
I don't feel bad.
That almost
See?
makes it worse.
Okay, so yeah, I recognize the voice, correct?
I mean, I only said hello, so he might be like, is that?
Who's that? And I'm just like, Dylan?
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
Leon or Marlo.
Copyright.
I can
Zainara.
see it in your eyes.
You two, as you're heading towards the clearing, Leon, you notice that there is, and Zach, go ahead and give a description of your character.
He's a palish man. With
Palish tan?
palish
yes.
man, not tan.
Man,
Oh,
with an
palish
M.
man.
Okay, I was about ready to say.
He's kind of a blackish shade of white.
That would just be gray.
Alright.
That's funny.
Am I wearing any clothes? Like,
Yeah,
I
you're
would
wearing like the
certainly
very
hope so.
simple, worn clothing.
oh, okay. I'm kind of wearing rags in a way. I still have my equipment, correct? From
Yes.
what I. Alright. You can see him in like a sword and a sword on his hip and like a crossbow on his back, and you also see a tome on his other side, and it looks like to be made out of human skin in a way.
Wait a sec. How long have
Excuse
you
me?
had that?
I said it looks like. I didn't say it was.
I think Dylan would notice that almost immediately.
At least after a couple days of travel.
An or something.
And he just has auburn hair.
Just completely glazing past
There's
the
a bunch
book.
of redheads.
You
in
were
this
too
game, that's what I'm
distracted by him being an author.
Yeah,
You're
I
just-
think that's it. Okay, so continue describing your character, please, and thank you.
And he has silver blue eyes.
Ooh, nice.
And then you kind of see like a slight bit of like a red scarring on his forehead, but it's covering most of it up though.
Okay.
Ooh, is that where Voldemort got you?
No, incorrect. Is that where Holland got you? Okay.
Good to have you back, Matthew.
Glad to be back. Thank you, everybody.
I
I'm
bet
so
you
happy to
are.
have you back.
I
missed
bet
this.
you fucking are.
All right,
Okay, is that
Love.
it?
that's it.
Yep. So that.
You know, I all I got was that he has auburn hair and that he has a book with human
And
skin.
then he's a palish tan.
Oh yeah.
He did say palish man.
I heard palish
Checks
tan.
out.
Now I'm living with it. Okay. Did Leon hear Dylan say hello?
Yes, but you don't see him. You just see that figure standing in the grove.
Yeah, but I heard the voice. And that's
Ye-
still familiar, correct?
I said yes,
Okay.
but you
So
only
I'm just
see
like,
the
so I'm just
man
like-
standing in the grove.
Dylan?
Oh, you mean me? And then I'm gonna snap my fingers and turn into Dylan.
No, not you.
That's not
I
worrying
actually
at
heard
all.
Dylan. Yeah. That's not cool. Leon is very put off. But I thought I heard Dylan.
you, I
I
don't know.
stand up. I stand up. Can I see Leon?
Yep.
And they
Can I see
run
that he's
and
a ghost?
embrace in the center.
They'll run it in
What'd you
embrace,
say?
or at least.
What you say,
What?
Matt?
Do I see that Leon's a ghost?
Yes.
I look at him, and you see Leon that it's like there's a lot of emotions that Dylan's feeling right now. He's happy. He's a little confused. He's a little scared, but also still happy. And he's like looks at you and he's like, Leon.
Yeah, don't worry about Joan though. She's good. She's good, man. She's not like
Jo-
me.
Is Jones with you?
Yeah, Joan! Dylan's here!
I unstealthily walk up next to Ghosty Marvell and look over Dylan and his new friend and give them a small wave.
Wait a minute.
Looking
guys
back
are-
toward my elf friends.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Said, wait a minute. You guys are from the photo.
What
Right.
photo?
And then I'm gonna snap back.
What's a
and-
photo?
I'm
What's a photo?
Right. Well,
Oh,
picture. All right. Picture. There we go. Picture.
We don't know what photos are, okay? I don't think
Wink,
cameras
wink.
have been invented yet.
Okay, guys.
Dylan just like
You're
doesn't-
ruining my immersion.
Yeah, Dylan's like kind of mouth is like like hanging over, like it's not to his like not all the way, but it's like
Leon goes and
hanging over-
hugs Dylan.
he like there's a little second of hesitation, but like Dylan then hugs Leon back, and Joan, you can see like Dylan's face, like he's like I said, you said he's very confused, but like he's almost like extremely relieved, like he's been looking for you guys for a really long time. But you definitely see that there's something different about Dylan.
Now Leon is going to dote on him and just like checking him over, seeing if he's alright. What did they do to you? How are you out? What's going on? Did they erase your mind? Did they erase your memory? That's probably what happened.
I look at Leon, I look at Joan, like, yeah, could I talk to you two guys over there real quick and private? And I look at North, like, North, would you stay here for a sec? I need to check with these guys. I haven't seen them in a really, really long time.
A really long
The
time.
thing.
Is he cool? Is he cool?
I mean, his name is North, so. But,
Has he been bothering you?
Is this guy bothering me?
Oof.
He says he's
Leon
an
going
author,
dad
and he hasn't
mode.
published a single book, so.
Weirdo.
Yeah, he's kind of bothering me.
He's an inspiring author.
He's an amateur, is what he is.
He's an amateur, and I'm gonna turn him into a real fine author. See? North, I want pictures of Spider-Man.
I go over with Dylan and we hang out.
How's Hannah? How's Hannah?
You know, Dylan looks at Leon like, wait, you know Hannah?
Yeah, I know. Hannah, what happened? Is she alright?
Okay. I guess I should start at the beginning for me.
They didn't hurt her, did they?
About a month ago, I feel like it's been a month. Maybe just a couple weeks. I'll say a month. A month ago, I wake up in my dorm, and I have no memory of you two. As far as I know, you both didn't exist. But I felt off, like something wasn't right. And I was just going through my like secret like stash where I keep all my pictures and my like my script, my drawings, my ideas for books and stuff. And I
Leon
found
knows exactly what he's talking about.
yeah, yeah, you did look at that times, and I pull out the picture of the three of us together that was made by Davion.
And it says family, and Leon cries. Leon is actually a bawling little baby now.
I didn't know who drew it. I didn't recognize you, but I knew I could see myself. I saw the picture, and I just felt immediately like I was missing something. It was like being sad about somebody dying, but you never knew that person to begin with. It's a weird emptiness that's hard to describe. So I kept walking around town just trying to find if anybody knew anything about who Leon and Joan were, and nobody knew. The three people, and then more things felt weird to me. Like these three people who I traveled around with, like I knew their names and stuff, and everybody thought like they knew names, but like we weren't really like friends. And I don't know. I consider myself a person who makes friends pretty easily. I mean, I literally just found that guy in the forest, and I'm like, he's on my Christmas card list already.
That's
So,
great.
You mind if I interrupt you to talk to like Andrew real quick?
You can
Sure.
DM me.
Oh, I was just gonna. It was something about my character, what my character doing in action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, while they're talking, I'm gonna sit down,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna like open my grimoire
Mhm.
and start writing basically some stories in my book with my blood because I don't have
Oh goodness.
ink.
Wait, well, hold on, what?
With your
bro,
what?
I can loan you
Lighter
ink.
Dude, you can get some ink, you know.
I have ink. I'll let you borrow some ink.
Dylan just
This guy's
he's just like
metal.
talking. He's just talking and like just looking over Joan's eyes. He like sees freaking North like prick his finger and he goes, "Dude, we've been over this. You could borrow my ink if you want. I don't have any on me right now, but
He might. I mean, Dylan might.
Dylan would have
I
some
could
ink on him.
definitely see Dylan
Yeah,
carrying around like a
because he
travel
needs-
pouch.
He needs to be able to write down inspiration once he feels it, like in the moment. He needs to write it down. I know that because
Dylan,
I'm
like-
an artist.
Dylan, like, hold on, guys. I just had a great idea for like this race of beings that secretly runs everything. It just came to me. He like says this as he's like in the elf interrogation room.
Just start.
Sorry guys, I just can't fight these hags right now. Just it gave me a brilliant idea. Hold on.
Yes.
And then I talk about it, and then I mentioned that since Leon knows, I feel like whatever they did to me, they did it to everybody, and they like replaced all of the details of that you two did with these other guys, like, and I explain like that. And it's like, and so I'm kind of going through town in a daze, and then I meet this guy. He's like really big, muscular, silent. He draws a lot, and I get to
Davion.
know him, and I figure out his name's Davion, and I get to like, we go out, we get a drink, and he lets me know, and he's confused because he doesn't know why I don't know you guys. So he like writes down and tells me about you two and how something's not right and how it might have something to do with the elves. Anyway, we come to the Feywild. We spend like weeks. Like he wants to know what happened. Like Davion was willing to go by himself, but I needed to go with him. I needed to figure out what happened. I felt there was a bond that had been like a bond that was severed, but it wasn't all the way broken. And I felt this uncontrollable urge that I needed to fix it. And so I followed Davion, and we get to this big tree where all of the elves are. And I asked Davion to make a distraction. So he makes a distraction. He starts fighting some of the elf soldiers, and I sneak in disguised as an elf. And it was actually really cool. What happened was, because I can't speak Elven, I can only write it. So what I did was I disguised myself as an elf, but I pretended to be deaf and mute, that I was like a scout who lived on the edges. And so I had to write down everything, and people had to write down for me. And I got pretty far. Like, I don't know if it was just because I was doing really well or if like security wasn't all that good, but I got pretty far. I met this guy named what's the asshole elf names?
Holland.
Holland. So anyway, they take me up to this guy named Holland, and like I get like a lot of bad vibes from him. So I'm investigating, and meanwhile, after a while, these really like big, like the fighting outside gets even bigger and bigger, and like there's so much like chaos and like damage, and, like everybody's like running around, and I'm like investigating because I want to figure out what happened to my memories, and I figure out kind of that what they did, like they just apparently there's like the elves like go around to kids before like right when they're born and put like these weird magic gems in them that lets them control their memories or something, and that's how they're able to erase everybody's memory and alter them so easily. And anyway, apparently there's no way to reverse it, so that sucks. And so I don't know, I'm trying to find you, and the violence outside gets so much bigger and bigger, and I'm running around. Everybody else all the elves are getting on these boats and heading down the river, and like escaping. And I'm about to go with them, but I feel compelled to do something else. So I go back up to where I met Holland and like all the apparently the elves in charge live, and I go through all their rooms and like get clues and stuff. And then eventually I just escape because I break a window and turn myself into a bird. And I go outside, and like Davion is turned into this giant monster, like with a bear with crab claws.
I know.
Oh god.
And like all the elves are fighting him, and like he knocks over the tree.
He knocked over the tree?
He knocked over the tree. And anyway, I'm just running for it, like I'm booking it, and just right that time, Holland like lands right in front of me because he was like flying on some Pegasus, or no, not Pegasus, a Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
And he's there, and he like knows me, like he knows my name, like figures out like he says Dylan Mordecai, and like I feel like there's something there, but I don't really know him because obviously I don't remember. And he's like,
He's a
"Oh,
dick. That's all you need to know."
yeah, he's like, "Oh, this is all your fault because you did this, and just because your memories were gone, and blah blah." And so anyway, he hits me with like this cone of cold, and it almost kills me, like right there. But I managed to like get off a spell, my suggestion, and I just suggested he like run away as far from the monster as possible, and thankfully it worked. And he got on his griffin and just flew away. So I'm running, and eventually I find a place to rest and heal myself a bit. And then I don't know what happened to Davion. The monster, like was gone, but I don't know where Davion is. And then I'm walking around for like a day, and then I meet him. He's like tangled up, and he like apparently he might have been captured by the elves too, or something. I'm not really sure, but I found him tangled up in some branches. So I cut him loose, and we've been walking around for a couple days, and then we ran into you guys.
1 second, please. Leon would like to use you can run but you can't hide.
Oh?
Marvell knows the direction and distance of
Mhm.
the person he wishes to kill. He can even sense if the person is in another realm, but knows not what realm he or she is in.
Intriguing.
You
Yeah.
feel that Holland is around the same area that you have always felt him to be, around where the tree is, which, by the way, is more closer to the coast than it is on the map. So you guys would
Mm.
actually be more like over here.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but I can tell like the distance. Like,
oh yeah, sorry. He's like, you feel that at max you could get to him in like a day.
sweet.
I look at. Can I tell that like Leon like has a vendetta against Holland?
Oh, can you tell? He doesn't
Look,
hide it whenever you mention him.
right. Look, I don't know who. I don't know how, quite. Like, obviously, he's probably not as powerful as Davion is, but this Holland guy has a lot of powerful magic. Like, I'm talking like this is like some like archmage level of power, and
I
I'm
know.
using that in like college terms. Like, I'm lucky to have gotten out of there with my life.
I know. But he's so
But-
close.
I know a little bit about, but there's still so many holes. Could you guys tell me, or at least the Reader's Digest version of everything that like we did when we met?
Are you
Obviously,
sure
we don't have
that
to do this
shouldn't-
in character because it's
Yeah, Leon just like sits him down.
Are you
Leon
sure
himself
that
just
shouldn't
sit him
wait
down.
until we're in a tavern?
There's no tavern near here. Plus, the tree apparently is in chaos.
Well, it was.
now a stump.
It's now a stump.
It's a stump?
It's a stump. Yeah,
No, it was actually uprooted, so I don't think it's a stump.
Davion knocked it over. Remember?
he
I heard a tree, not the tree.
no,
he
yeah,
knocked over the tree.
he derooted it and then he used it as a squashing tool to squash the army and swat the air the flying elves out of the sky.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact,
Basically,
probably
Davion's a god, and we
would have
shouldn't mess with him.
seen in this area. Well, no, never mind. Never mind. It doesn't reach that far.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did the tree used to be in the center and it's now closer to the coast, or it's always been closer?
It's
to
always
the
been
coast?
closer to the coast.
Okay, cool.
I just haven't.
But now I
updated
can
it.
imagine it's like somewhat near the water.
The Leaning
Now
Tower
a
of
Near the
Pisa.
water.
It's a log now.
Oof.
Do you guys
Yeah.
want some stuff? I pull out my bag and I show them everything that I salvaged before I had to leave the tree to see if there's anything that's like significant to them that they want to keep.
Leon looks for Holland's stuff immediately.
Yeah. Oh, I have Holland stuff.
Yeah. Leon is looking for everything and anything that pertains to what he's doing, what he plans to do, and what he has done. And while he's doing this, he just looks. After he does this, he looks up to Dylan and has one, and is just like, "I have one question for you, Dylan. This man who had helped Hannah, is he a good man? Like, is he one that she can trust to protect her?"
DM, is he?
Sorry, say that again. I was reading something.
Hannah's partnery person in the wake
The person
of.
that got to like take Leon's place.
Ah.
And Hannah's
he a
mine.
good man? Is he able to protect her and care for her?
Well,
That's what he's asking.
you see, from what I had remembered, they basically took someone who had a personality that was very similar to Leon's, So, Dylan, you would feel, as far as you know, you're fairly confident that she's in good hands now.
Yeah, he's good. I think he's a little bit like you, or at least they got somebody as close to you as they could without while still being a human. Also, did you guys? So like apparently like the elves are like this huge conspiracy. When did you guys tell me that you guys were elves?
That was, wow, months ago.
Yeah.
In fact, that was the
Sorry.
first thing that we actually said to you.
That's the amount of trust we had in you. Volumes. In fact, that's probably why they erased your memories, so it's kind of your fault.
You know, I actually told you because one
Yeah.
time, let me tell you, one time we were at this guy named Lord Green's estate, and you were asking me a bunch of weird questions about my gender, and I went, "Excuse you, I am
I'm
a
an
wood
elf."
elf. Thank you. I'm just a very feminine liking." And you took very offense to it, and you feel really, really bad, and you still should.
Dylan's like, my God, that does sound like something I would do.
Just without the whole telling part.
Yeah.
Truth, friends? What?
Yeah. Cough, cough. Anyway, so we have these two elven ladies who need help.
Help.
Help. Help. Help. Help.
Help.
Help. They need help,
They
especially
need
one of them.
assistance.
They need assist. They're in need of assistance.
Well, I can cast Cure Wounds if that would help.
Well, they're. Let's just say they endured a fate worse than death.
That seems like a fair way to sum it up.
Yeah, I'll introduce you to them. You can call your friend who is currently drawing in his own blood, and we'll go talk to them.
He's what?
He's a bit odd, but I think he means well. Wait, is North a wizard?
I think he's a warlock.
I think he's a warlock.
He has a grimoire.
A
Yeah.
charisma caster? There can
Amp-
only be one.
In fact, hold on a second. Goes up to him, grabs him by the hair, pulls it off. Aw, what the hell is this? It's actually
Just
Dylan.
rips
It's
his
a
mask
Dylan.
off like, aha, a skull again,
A skull again.
Oof.
Mr. Bones. We
It's-
meet again.
Hey, so you did make it out of that vault. Ah.
Oh boy.
Gosh, I miss those guys.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm missing a reference.
So, when you get obviously you guys are eventually gonna tell me everything that's happened, or most of everything that's happened. I just want to know specifically what parts do you leave out?
I think Marvell already told you, right?
Yeah, I already told him everything.
Yeah, Marvell sat down and gave you all the
I
details.
literally told you everything, except I added in the part where we told you that we were elves.
Wow. Just
I'm
another
gonna
lie.
make you do a deception check on that one.
I'm joking. I wouldn't do that.
I wasn't going to explicitly say anything unless Dylan does
No, I
ask.
just
When did you
leave-
tell me that you were
Yeah.
elves? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, that was like, it was months ago, man.
No, we're okay. Let's actually be honest with him. We
no,
didn't
no,
tell you.
I'm serious. That's
Let's
why
be
I'm
honest.
question.
We're not elves.
Let's just be honest. We're not elves. We're actually
just squirt
wooden
one.
nymphs.
We're what?
We're wooden nymphs.
Oh,
Isn't that a dryad?
Yes.
close enough. I said, do we have to roll deception for telling him months ago?
Yes.
You're, help me. Help me.
With advantage?
Help me.
You can get advantage
we
if you
both
help
roll?
each other, yes.
Yes.
Go ahead. You make a roll. I'll make a roll. I'll
Okay.
do it.
Wait, what? You'll make a roll. I'll make a roll.
That's how
Okay.
we'll take the advantage split-wise, right?
What?
Just roll your die.
Wait, what?
do-
No,
do
only
I
one
roll
of you roll.
No,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
just roll. I'll just roll with advantage.
I said it.
19.
Dylan, what's your insight?
I believe everything.
You believe him?
My best friends. I knew you always believed in me.
Like, wow, just the amount of trust that would take to tell me that kind of secret.
You guys would
Definitely have to be absolute jerks if you didn't.
Just
Yeah.
pieces of garbage to keep a secret for that long. Someone that
Yep.
treated you like a good friend, but you guys told me so soon.
Yep. Yep. And I'm going to also tell him my backstory with Holland. Basically everything that I told everyone else when I was trying to keep one of them from committing suicide.
Is Holland's last name Days?
No, it's Fenrir. Right?
No, because it's like Hollandaise, like the sauce.
Ha ha.
Oh god. I don't know who you are. Who are you?
Yeah, right.
Or are you in our D&D group?
Sorry, I've just
Brought
been
you
so
here?
long. I've been gone for so long. I just need to make up for.
Have to pack in as many puns as possible.
Yeah, it's Holland Fenrir. It's not Holland, it's Holland.
Oh, Holland.
Yeah.
I've definitely been writing that wrong. For a while.
Oh, what if Holland like returns and he's like Holland back at you?
Okay. I think it's time for me to call it a night.
On that note, yeah.
I think it's time for me to call it
Yes.
a night.
Oh,
Camera.
that's got to be the name when Holland shows back up. That's the name of the episode where he shows back up.
Holland back, girl.
Camera will fade away. But before we end today's session, I would like to leave everyone with a teaser.
Oh.
Oh boy.
I'm concerned, but also intrigued.
The camera pans down from a starry sky up above, down to a massive rubble, a battlefield.
Trees toppled over and branches twist and turned all around with corpses, entrails of the corpses, limbs, bloods, blood splatter, weapons, shields,
Little critters all amongst this junk pile of foliage. And at the center
sits a lonely elf. His long, like white blondish hair covering his face. He stares at a small bonfire that he's created for himself as he leans, rocks back and forth from the chilling air. He then stops. Who is that? I know you're here.
And then a womanly voice says,
Do not worry, master. It's just me. Thank the multiverse. I thought you had died when he had derooted the tree. It's gonna take a lot more than a massive chaos monster to get rid of me. You've made me more. You've had me trained better than that. Well trained you are. So, is this what has come of you now? Are you just to sit here in front of the fire as you look upon the horror which was our people? The blonde elf looks down at the fire. No. Oh, no. I'm not just gonna sit here, no. In fact, you and I are going to make sure that the ones who did this pay. Centuries of work just destroyed with the snap of someone's fingers.
My work destroyed. It's time for you to do what you were meant to do. You know, you haven't told me that. What is it that I'm supposed to do? You were raised to be the ultimate assassin. You were raised to be the true wielder of a very powerful weapon. But you weren't ready. And now I think it is time for you to prove yourself. I managed to be able to recover. And he pulls out from a satchel that he has in his robes this glass orb. This scrying orb. And he waves his hand around it, and it displays the image of a group of people huddled around a fire. A red-headed man with a beard, who is holding a harmonica in his hands, playing along.
Uh-oh.
A elven woman with shortened brown hair, kind of leaning back against a tree, moving her foot to the tune of the harmonica. Two other elven women who are sitting, enjoying the scene. One with black hair, one with auburn hair, her legs mangled beyond repair. A pale figure, auburn hair with a robe up, who is currently delving into a tome. The tan skin cover. And then there is the spectral image of another elf.
Oh man.
The elf, the shrouded female elf, looks into the orb. The blonde elf looks up at her with a grin. You are to go to them. And you are going to set the trap. If you can get that bow, bring it back to me. Then we shall have our revenge. That is where we're going to end it for tonight.
Boy, I feel sorry for whoever those losers were.
Okay, good night. I gotta go.
Night,
Those
people.
Good night,
guys
guys.
are.
All right. Let's all
Good
say
night.
goodbye to the people.
Bye.
Bye.